Okay, what if I told you the biggest secret to e-commerce success isn't about coming up with hundreds of new products? Seriously, it's actually about taking one great idea and making it work for you 100 times over. Today, we're going to break down a crazy effective strategy that can turn a single winning product into an absolute six-figure powerhouse.
So let's just start with the result, right? The big number, over $200,000 in revenue. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wow, that must have been a huge shop with tons of products. Nope, not even close.
All of that cash, it all came from the core idea of just one sweatshirt. Yeah, you heard me right. One simple design that basically unlocked this massive hidden opportunity. And the story of how, well, that's the really cool part. And you know, this gets us to the big question that so many of us sellers face, right? You finally get a product that sells. Maybe it even hits that bestseller status. Awesome! But then, what? It just kind of hits a wall. So how in the world do you break through that ceiling and get that crazy growth without dumping a ton of money into ads or trying to become a social media star?
Okay, the answer, my friends, is something called the product repositioning strategy. This is the engine, the secret sauce that took one single popular item and blew it up into an entire catalog that just converts like crazy.
So, what is this thing exactly? Well, think of it this way. Product repositioning is all about taking a design you already know works and just tweaking it a little bit for dozens of new, super specific types of customers. So you're not really creating new products from scratch. You're creating new customers for the product you already have. And the key is giving each one its own perfectly targeted listing. So here's where it all started. This right here. A super simple sweatshirt with just one word, Mama. And look, this listing was already a hit all by itself. It brought in over 15 grand. But oh man, that was just the tip of the iceberg. So the first pivot was so simple, it's brilliant. Same exact design style, but now it's repositioned for a totally different person, a bride. And boom, instantly you've tapped into that huge, massive market for weddings and bachelorette parties. Then they adapted the same design for a nurse. And this is such a powerful angle, tapping into that professional pride. People absolutely love to show off what they do for a living. And check this out. This next one just goes to show you how much money is in these super specific niches. The Dance Mom version, this one sweatshirt, on its own, made over $50,000. Why? Because it tapped into a community that is so passionate and has such a strong identity.
And of course, the strategy worked for other family members too, like grandmas. You had Gigi, Nana, Grandma. All of these became their own little hit listings, each one targeting a slightly different person buying a gift.
And it just kept going. Soccer mom, swim mom, teach, wife. I mean, they ended up with over 30 different variations. And the important part is every single one was its own separate listing with its own unique SEO, laser-focused on a completely different customer. But here's where we need to dig a little deeper, because the strategy is more than just picking random niches out of a hat. It's really about finding the right kind of customer inside that niche.
You know that old saying, the riches are in the niches? We've all heard it. But honestly, that's only half the story. A niche that's just full of people looking for the cheapest deal, well, that's not going to make you rich. You have to find the profitable customers within the niche.
Okay, let's take the whole dog mom niche, for example. You've got one kind of dog mom who's a total budget buyer, right? She's buying the $5 food from the discount store. But then you've got the premium buyer. She's spending $75 a week on gourmet dog food and cute accessories. See the difference? That second customer isn't just motivated by price. She's motivated by the look, the feel, the identity. That is who you're looking for.
All right, so the big question is, how do you actually find and attract these amazing, profitable customers? Well, you do it with a really structured, methodical approach to your SEO. We're not just throwing keywords at the wall and seeing what sticks. No, this is about using a specific blueprint. And here it is. This is the 8-point SEO blueprint that turns every one of your listings into a magnet for the perfect buyers. Okay, number 1, a high-intent title phrase, something like personalized nurse sweatshirt. 2, the recipient angle, think gift for nurse. 3, the relationship angle, like for sister or for best friend. Number 4 is the use case or purpose, so maybe nurse graduation gift. 5 is the style or aesthetic tag. Minimalist is a great one. 6, a simple color-based tag, like sand sweatshirt. 7, you've got the occasion, so Nurses Week, for example. And finally, number 8, a personalized variation, like add a custom name. When you combine all 8 of these, you create this super specific, long-tail listing that those premium buyers are literally typing into the search bar.
Now, I bet some of you are thinking, okay, this is cool for sweatshirts, but I sell something totally different. What about my products? Well, the beauty of this whole framework is that you can apply it to pretty much anything you sell online.
For real. Take a simple mama mug. That can become a nurse mug, a bride mug, a teacher mug. Or what about digital products? A general productivity planner can be adapted to be a mom planner, a wedding checklist, or a student schedule. You see? The key is always the same. You just have to tailor your keywords, your mockups, and your description to speak directly to that new specific customer.
And here's the best part. When you start doing this consistently, something really incredible happens. Your growth isn't just 1 + 1 + 1. It starts to compound. It's like you're building this asset that just starts growing all by itself.
I mean, just look at these numbers again. It's kind of mind-blowing. That first original listing made 15 grand. Pretty good. But the entire catalog of all those repositioned products, over $200,000. That's the difference right there. That is the power of multiplication over just adding one more product.
So why does this work so well? Think of it like this. Every single new listing you create is like another fishing net you're casting into the huge ocean of online search. You're not just sitting there hoping your one little fishing line gets a bite. Nope, you're creating dozens and dozens of opportunities to catch traffic. And what happens then? You start stacking up those coveted bestseller badges, not just for one keyword, but across tons of different searches. It creates this massive snowball of visibility and sales that just keeps on growing.
So I want you to think about your own shop right now. Go on, look at what you're already selling. What's that one product, that one successful design you have, that one proven idea that you could multiply? Could you reposition it for 10 or 20 or even 30 new kinds of customers? Because seriously, the answer to that question might just be the key that unlocks that next huge level of growth for your business.